in the freezer. Fish, no. Venison, no. Fancies, no. How about some beaver, man? How about some beaver? There's a beaver. Welcome to Rangerino. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for putting up with my crazy personality. Yep, we're getting ready for Beaver Fest 2025. That's right, Beaver Fest 2025. I've got 2 beaver here that were in the freezer. I'm gonna cook them up for a couple of my friends that are coming over. We're gonna have a feast. How do you cook a beaver? Very slowly. Don't rush it, man. First step is I gotta thaw these bad boys out. I got the crock pot here, and we're gonna just set them in, take them out of the package. I'll do a little bit of cleanup once they thaw. Primarily looking for chunks of fat or any other sort of things that might not be all that desirable to eat. But we'll start to cook her down, and then I'm gonna go into just a basic seasoning, and I'll share all that with you too. But first, I'm gonna unpackage these, put them in the slow cooker, let them thaw overnight in the fridge, and then tomorrow we'll start working on the next step. At that point, we'll come back and take you along. Okay, we're starting in on the process a little more now. I got these guys thawed out. They're not too badly thawed. I think they're maybe a tad bit frozen yet. Step 1, just like any wild game, trim the fat off. You got to get rid of the fat. That's where the wild game flavor's at. And with the beaver, it's not terrible, but you know, just good practice. So we're gonna trim some of this fat off, and then you know what? I'll tell you right now, Bailey likes the beaver fat. Oh boy, does she like beaver fat. So I saved the beaver fat for her and give her little snacks. Now she's laying on the front porch in the sun right now, and I will take a little scrap to her now and then, make sure she stays laying on the front porch in the sun. But anyway, I'm gonna trim this fat back. We've got a couple of real nice hindquarters here to work with, and this one's hindquarters and backstrap on that particular beaver. So we'll work that out, get that going, and then we're gonna go into the seasoning process and get these bad boys cooking. Bottom line here is, eating a beaver meat is fantastic. This stuff is good, I'm telling you. If you haven't done it, save that meat. The hindquarters especially are just, I mean, they're like a low-hanging fruit. The back straps are a little skinnier, a little narrower to work with, but I'm telling you what, and then the base toward the tail isn't bad either. Now, if you go all the way out on the tail, of course, you got the tail, which is primarily fat, and that's a survival kind of food. It's a delicacy, not to be eaten in high quantities because it's very, very, very rich and very, very fat. But anyway, this is just like grass-fed beef. I mean, fantastic. So I've got a couple famous individuals coming over here tomorrow night for a big dinner, Beaver Fest 2025. Mark Pro can't make it, unfortunately. I'd love to have John Gunner. John, if you're listening, here's a shout out to the John Gunner channel. Check that one out. That's a good one. Dan from Whitetail Warriors. Now he's another guy that I'm sure has probably had this. If not, he's gonna go out and catch himself a beaver and have one. Check out Whitetail Warriors. That's another good channel. And we're gonna have a couple other guys. James Gang's coming over. Eric of Eric and Zach Outdoors is coming over. Mick of Mick's Retirement Adventures can't make it, unfortunately, but he's invited. If he can somehow stretch it out, he'll see if he can make it here. We've got Yukon, Denny coming along, and who else? Oh, Dubois, the French Canadian is coming. So all these guys are bringing a little something to add to the party, coleslaw, baked beans, etc. I'm not gonna necessarily do this on a barbecue basis. I'm gonna go more towards a roast, and then we're gonna make sandwiches out of it. So again, beaver, wild fresh caught beaver, fantastic stuff. Stay with me. Now, this beaver's got the tail section here. You can see there's a lot of nice meat in that, man. That's a big chunk of good chow, but that fat tends to run a little thick right towards the tail stub. So we got to get that in there, that knife in there, and trim that back. Take her down for old Bailey and possibly Smithy the cat. Gotta see if Smithy likes fat and trim. I haven't checked that out yet, but we'll see. I'm sure she would. But yeah, so this is the tail section. This is really the only difference between the two beavers. I was able to save it on this one. You know, sometimes you're going fast, you're skinning and things are moving quick on you and you got to keep hustling. I'm not always completely thorough in saving every ounce of meat. I do my best. That's all I can ask of myself. I think that's all any of us can ask of ourselves. Just do your best. Try to take in what you got and move from there. But there we go. She's trimming up nice, huh? See that? No fat comes off. Now you got yourself a good chunk of lean meat there. We might cut this off a little earlier there. That's really just kind of bone back there. There's the old beaver tail. Look at that. That's a nice chunk of meat, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to get seasoned up and put in the crock. And then we've got, ooh man, some nice hindquarters over here. Let me tell you, oh baby. Now these beaver are about 2-year-olds, you know, 25, 30 pounders. I don't aim for the big old sows. They're not all that good eating. I mean, they are, but if, like with anything, young equals tender, so a little better that way. If you can stay with the younger beaver, that's your target for the best eating. Otherwise, like with the older beaver, grind it up into hamburger and have good chow that way too. All right, enough watching me cut up meat. You've seen that before. We'll take you to the end section here soon. Just trim away the fat. Of course, it's a little easier when the meat's semi-frozen instead of totally thawed. Pretty much like doing your venison, you know, just work that fat off there. A little bit at a time, just find your layer. Bring it on up like this. Run your knife thin. Save as much meat as possible. There you go. See, a nice chunk of fat coming off. Bailey will thank me for that. We'll get her in on the action here quick too, shortly, but got some nice hindquarters here in this one. Like I say, hindquarters. Nice tenderloin there. A couple of those. This particular one, I have the front legs as well. There's some nice meat there. So this particular beaver, I've got, it all depends how you catch them, right, and what shape they're in when you come on them. But this one I got the loins and all 4 quarters. So we're living life large, boys and girls. We're having fun out there. We're gonna keep it simple, but we're gonna live it large and full with a nice big meal of beaver. Come on, get that last little piece of fat there. It doesn't have to be, you know, 100%, but just try to get your highlights of fat removed and you'll be all right. And like I say, even that doesn't go to waste because Bailey will have fun with it. There we go. Let's go find that girl. Hang on. I left her out here on the front porch. So she should be in position here. Oh yeah, we've got 2 animals. I wonder if Smithy, that's Smithy the cat. Here, Bay, come on. I know you like it. Yeah, back up, Bay. Here you go. That's some nice beaver for old Bay. Now you lay down, old Bay. You look like a beaver, you old Bailey. Yeah, you look like an old beaver. We'll have to see if Smithy wants some too later, but you lay down and stay here, all right? Lay down, good girl. That's an old beaver dog. Okay, now for the fun part, we're gonna season some of this here. So the secret ingredient really for me is pepperoncinis. These have vinegar base in the juice. I use the juice in there as well as the peppers themselves, and there's a little bit of zing, not too hot, so I can kind of accommodate all my friends at a heat level. They can make it hotter if they want, adding some cowboy sauce after the fact. We're gonna use some garlic. I've got some fresh, I'll probably throw cloves in there in and of themselves, but that's a quick fix as well. And then for my friends in Canada, this is the Montreal steak seasoning. Blair, Trapper Terry, Big Mitch, and others. This is fantastic stuff. Don't want to overdo it with this, but I also don't want to, really go crazy and hide the flavor of the beaver with a bunch of beef or something. So that's not the idea. The idea is we're eating beaver. The flavor is fantastic in and of itself. You don't need to doctor this thing up to make it taste like beef or whatever. I mean, you could add beef stock if you want, like to make a stew and what have you. Again, we're going to serve this on buns and sandwiches, so I'm going to keep it a little bit on the dry side, so to speak. We're not going to make it into a big heavy soup type thing. The pepperoncini juice will help to keep things moist as well as tenderize with that vinegar component. And let's see what we do here. So I'm going to just take a nice hindquarter there, and I'll repeat this on all of them. So we'll give her some Montreal steak seasoning. Kind of pat that in. And we'll do the same on this side. Come on out of there. Get out of there now. Give yourself up. That's it. There you go. There it is. A little more. Okay. Pat that in. Add a little bit of thyme here. Can you see that? Ground thyme. Just a tiny bit. Across the top here, powder it up a little bit. And we'll repeat this for all the cuts. Then I'll add the pepperoncini after I dice it up a little bit and put her in the pot after the fact. We'll show you how that works too. Okay, let's get some pepperoncinis out here. This particular step is an Alaskan-based tip I learned up in Alaska. It's fabulous, man, I'm telling you. This is a real compliment to that old beaver, I'll tell you what. Good stuff, man. Now I had a partial jar here, and I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here for the other batch that I'm fixing in the other kettle. Slow cooker. Maybe take one more here. Try to get a smaller one if I can. Kind of distribute them evenly, half and half. And then I'm just going to dice these up so they fit in with part of the meat all together. Now, when this meat cooks, a couple observations. Number one, it'll be very tender. You don't need to tenderize it per se. It'll be nice and tender by itself. It also has a tad bit of a sweet flavor to it. If you ever smell beaver castor, and it's not to say it's going to taste like castor, I mean, for crying out loud, but there's just a tad bit of sweet to beaver. I don't know what it is. I think it comes from that castor element, because again, castor has a sweet smell to it, but has just a little bit of sweet. I'm going to dice these up into pieces about the size of your thumbnail. Excuse me. And we'll add them to the crock. And then I will also, and I'm saving this juice, I don't want to lose that. That's valuable stuff, man. That's got nice flavor, and that will permeate the meat well. Oh, and third observation is when we get to the point of the meat being fully cooked, it will have falling right off the bone. And at that point, then I'll take all the bones out and become boneless for, like I say, easy use on sandwiches or tacos or whatever you want. I mean, when we were up at Mix for Crappie Fest 2024, I brought beaver and we made tacos out of it. All right, so there we go, right over the top. Juice and everything, seeds, juice, the whole 9 yards. Just put her in there. Now that, my friends, is going to be delectable. And then, you know, roughly half, so I want to pour it down to about there. I'll put that juice right in here, a little more. So I've got 2 batches, remember I got another beaver over here in the other crock pot, so that'll come along. So instead of adding water, I'm adding the pepperoncini juice. It's got garlic and everything in it by itself, and of course we're going to add some garlic now too. I like garlic. Did you pick up on that? Ladies and gentlemen, this is fabulous stuff. It's good, good, good. Making use of what you catch. If there's anything I don't like, it's waste. Especially when it comes to good food and there's people starving to death in the world. I can't stand that. If I'm going to harvest an animal, I'm going to do my best to use every part of it. To the extent you can, right? I mean, there's times it's not going to work, where you catch a beaver and it's too warm, the meat's spoiled, whatever the case may be. But if I can do it, I'm using it, we're going to consume it, and we're going to live life large, full, and simple. So let's add a little garlic here, and we're going to get moving into final steps here pretty quick. So I got some pre-minced garlic. Grab that. And spoon. 1, 2. Put it on top there. There we go. There you go. Good stuff, Maynard. All right. That's about it. I'm ready to plug this bad boy in on high now for probably close to 6 hours and just let her run. And then I'll tone it down to low for another 2 hours or so until the bones are just, you know, meat's falling right off the bone. Then we'll extract the bone and things should be rendered down, cooked down, and be in a almost like a sloppy Joe kind of consistency. We'll show you when we get there. Thanks for staying along this trip. Roast beaver, here we come. Okay, she's been cooking since about, what was it, 9:30 this morning, I guess we took off. And headed on high. And I'm telling you, look at this. Just flake right off the bone. Just flake right off the bone, man. It is just as tender as can be. Just gotta sort it out. Now we'll finish cooking it here, and then I'll take out all the bones once it cools down a little bit. And of course, I'll have it cooled for tomorrow, or overnight, I should say. And then tomorrow we'll just put it on low and have it ready when the guys come. But look at this. Here's, boom, nothing to it. Comes right off, just as tender. Smells wunderbar, man. I mean, it is good smelling stuff. Oh, just a quick little kind of chef's prerogative, right? Come on, get on there. There we go. Chef's prerogative. I got to take a little snitch. Oops. Let's do this. Hang on. Okay, it's quite warm. Let's see how she goes, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, never waste beaver hindquarters, loins. Oh, that is good. That is good. We are going to enjoy that tomorrow. Wow. It'll be hard to stop at this point. I gotta save what I got because I have 2, 3, 4, 5 friends coming over. I named them off before. And this is going to go over big and I can pretty much guarantee they're gonna wipe it out. Those of you who I talked to about leftovers may not have any, I don't know. This is dang good, boys, just like always. All right, we'll get to the party tomorrow. Guys, so it's the night of the Beaver Fest 2025, and I've got a good group of very, very, very good friends here, and I'll go through the group. What do you think of the beaver?
Excellent.
Excellent. Now, you're not lying to me.
No, sir.
All right. Rapala?
Very good, very good.
Got a full thumbs up.
Could be
Yukon?
better.
You betcha. Dubois?
Terrible. Better take it all home for the boys.
Better take it all.
That's very good.
James gang?
Yeah, very good. Thumbs up.
Doc?
My second sandwich.
He's our second sandwich. What, can you say anything more than that? When they're coming back for seconds, that's a good thing. So we got quite a spread here. Dale brought deviled eggs and coleslaw, and Denny brought coleslaw. Jimmy's got, save room for cookies, guys. We got cookies too.
You gotta pass those eggs out.
Oh yes. We got the beaver and excellent beans over here.
See and so he put the order in for the deviled eggs.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
Here's to the chef.
Hey, thank you,
Ranger.
thank you, thank you. So we're having a good time, and I hope you guys all get a chance to try the recipe that I recorded for you. And Ranger Reno, over and out.